Magma is going right under my eyes. Obsidian flesh, I'm heavy as stone. Welcome to hell, I sit on the throne. Crab on the iron will melt. Heavy as pain that you ever have felt. Pulling the trees till the pillars collapse. No time for rest, taking no claps. Break the ground, listen to the heavy sound. Lift it up, never put it down. Underworld king, I'm taking the crown. Through the pain, fire you running through the vein. Obsidian God, I'm breaking the floor. Give me the weight, I'm hungry for more. Bumping this vision, the place made a rock. Ticking the time on the underworld clock. Sweat turning straight and the sting on my back. Bracing the core for the final attack. They lift the earth, let the cats in the shape. Feeling the power in every mistake. Look at the humans that burn in my chest. I am a God putting me to the test. Break the ground, listen to the heavy sound. Lift it up, never put it down. Underworld king, I'm taking the crown. Through the blade, fire you running through the vein. I'm city of God, I'm breaking the floor. Bring me the weight, I'm hungry for more. Hungry for more. Never put it down.
Everything turns into ash and new dust, except for the iron, except for the rust. I am the monument carved in the cave, working the muscle right into the grave. Deep heavy brass, hitting so low. I am dictating the pace and the flow. Look at the barbell, loaded with rock. I am ignoring the ticking of clock, pulling the weight right up to the chin. This is the gym where the monsters will win. No auto-tune, keeping it raw. I am the ruler, I am the law. Ash in the dust, yeah. In the raw iron is where I trust. Pulling the weight, whoa. I am deciding the ultimate fate. Ash in the dust, yeah. In the raw iron is where I trust. Look at the king drop. Hear the underworld melodies ring. Shoulder press heavy, reaching the sky. I am the reason the cowards will cry. Look at the traps, looking like hills. I got the power, I got the skills. Hardcore hip-hop, bumping so loud. I am the shadow that covers the crowd. Rows are so deep, tearing the back. Preparing the final and deadly attack. Breathing the smoke, spitting the fire. I never stop, I never tire. This is for those who live in the dark, leaving a permanent heavy mark. Ash in the dust, yeah. In the raw iron is where I trust. Pulling the weight, pull. I am deciding the ultimate fate. Ash in the dust, yeah. In the raw iron is where I trust. Look at the king drop. Hear how the underworld melodies ring. Dust settles, but the king keeps moving, I am never lie. Last repetition, gripping it tight. I am the darkness that swallows the light. Pulling the deadlift, breaking the floor. I am the one who is asking for more. Look at the veins, popping with heat. Stomping the ground to the heavy trap beat. A boost deep snares, cracking so hard. I am the king of the underworld yard. Drop down the weights, take a deep breath. I am the master of power and death. Ash in the dust, yeah. In the raw iron is where I trust. Pulling the weight, pull. I am deciding the ultimate fate. Ash in the dust, yeah. In the raw iron is where I trust. Look at the king drop. Hear how the underworld melodies ring. To dust. We return. Yeah.
step in the shadows, leave the light at the door. I got the magma burning hot underneath of the floor. Loading the bar, I hear the iron complain. I am the king of the dark, I am the lord of the pain. Look at the plates, carved out a mountain in ash. Hear the orchestra drums hit and listen to the brass. No illustrator tricks, just a muscle and bone. I'm building an empire, sitting alone on the throne. Sweat on the obsidian, gripping the steel. This is the underworld, make you feel what is real. Drop down the stance, ready to pull from the dirt. I'm pushing the limits, I'm making the deities hurt. Lift up the Tartarus plates, open the underworld gates. No one escapes from the dark, leave everybody a mark. Heavy to weight on the back, ready to final attack. Hades is running the zone, I'm sitting right on the throne. I'm sitting right on the throne.
Breathing the smoke, exhale the fire and dust. In the raw iron in every place, that's where I trust. Look at the shoulders, carrying weight of the dead. Hear the dark 808s rattle inside of your head. I do not flinch, I do not bend, I don't break. Every rep that I do cause a cavern to shake. Look at the veins, glowing with magma and heat. Stomping the ground, matching the heavy trap beat. They talk about God, sitting up high in the sky. I'm down in the dark, watching the centuries fly. I do the work, grinding the stone in the sand. Got the whole underworld resting right here in my hand.
Lift up the Tartarus plates, open the underworld gates. No one escapes from the dark, leave everybody a mark. Heavy to weight on the back, ready the final attack. Hades is running the zone, I'm sitting right on the throne. I'm sitting right on the throne. Breathing is heavy, the barbell is loaded, the muscles are ready. No mercy, no stopping, no light in the cave. Pushing the iron from cradle to grave, let's go. Final set, pulling the soul from the chest. I never settle, I never am taking a rest. Look at the ground, made out of flames in the rock. I'm breaking the hinges, I'm smashing the underworld lock. Tension is high, pulling the part of the hip. Blood on the hands, but I am not losing the grip. Ooh.
This is for power, this is for ruling the deep. While the Olympus is quiet and falling asleep, I'm in the gym, I'm in the fire and cold, taking the body and pushing it past the control.
Lift up the Tartarus plates, open the underworld gates. No one escapes from the dark, leave everybody a mark. Heavy to weight on the back, ready to final attack. Hades is running the zone, I'm sitting right on the throne. I'm sitting right on the throne. Tartarus, leave it on the floor, we out. Down in the pit where the temperature spikes, I am the shadow that suddenly strikes. Look at the barbell, bending the bar. I am the king, I am taking it far. Heavy trap rhythm, stepping in time, committing the heaviest underworld crime. Stealing the power right out of the earth, showing the demons my absolute worth. Look at the deltoids carving the stone. I am the monarch who stands here alone. Throwing the dumbbell, shaking the ground, bringing the heaviest, deadliest sound. Deadliest sound, deadliest sound. Down in the depths, taking the heaviest underworld steps. Lifting the rock, breaking the hands on the underworld clock. Down in the depths, taking the heaviest underworld steps. Look at the size, look at the fire inside of the eyes. Traps are expanding, reaching the jaw. I am the ruler, I am the law. Loading the place, I need 50 and more. Sweat is collecting, the pool on the floor. Only lead cools to kicking the bass. Look at the anger right on my face. Rolls are so heavy, breaking the back. Ready to launch a new underworld attack. The brass is so dark, playing a song, proving the mortals completely wrong. This is the place where the legends are made. Standing right here in the darkest of shade. Darkest of shade, darkest of shade. Down in the depths, taking the heaviest underworld steps. Lifting the rock, breaking the hands on the underworld clock. Down in the depths, taking the heaviest underworld steps. Look at the size, look at the fire inside of the eyes. The depths are cold, but the workout is fire. No mercy, keep pulling. Keep pulling, pushing the shoulder press up to the roof, leaving the mortals the absolute proof. Look at the magma running inside. I got the power, I got the pride. Deepest of hip-hop, raw and profound. I am the king of the dark underground. Finishing up with the heavy deadlift, opening up an impossible rift. Demons are watching, taking the notes, while the dark music heavily floats, heavily floats, heavily floats. Down in the depths, taking the heaviest underworld steps. Lifting the rock, breaking the hands on the underworld clock. Down in the depths,
Taking the heaviest underworld steps. Look at the size, drop. Look at the fire inside of the eyes. Depths of hell, I own this. I own this. I own this. Step to the bar, put the chalk on their hand. I am the ruler of a dark and desolate land. Muscles of obsidian, bones made of steel, making the titans and the demigods kneel. Heavy trap drums hidden right in the chest. I don't need sleep and I don't need a rest. Look at the weight that's I'm out in the rock, I'm ignoring the hands on the clock. Pulling the dead, let the ground start to crack. Bearing the sins of the world on my back. Drummers are sounding the march of the dead. Welcome to the nightmare inside of your head. Iron and bone, sitting right here on the underworld throne. Heavy to weight drop. This is the power that nobody stopped. Sitting right here on the underworld throne, smashing the floor. Hades is coming and bringing the war. Sweat turning instantly right into steam, waking you up from a heavenly dream. I push the boulders right over my head. This is the kingdom where I rule the dead. No auto tune and no synthetic beat, just the raw power and underworld heat. Shoulders are burning but I do not care. I am the king of the smoke in the air. Dropped on the plate to the cavernous boom. I am the master of darkness and gloom. Nobody works in the shadows like me. I am the absolute brutal decree. Iron and bone, sitting right here on the underworld throne. Heavy to weight drop. This is the power that nobody stopped. Sitting right here on the underworld throne, smashing the floor. Drop. Hades is coming and bringing new wars. Bringing new war. Bringing new war. Bringing new wars. Bringing new war. Bringing new war. Listen to the brass. Listen to the acoustic snare. We building gods in the dark. Keep pulling, keep pushing. Let the magma flow. Listen to the road squeezing back to the spine. All of the power and glory is mine. Look at the embers that go in the eye. I am the reason the mortals comply. Grind the anger right down to the dust. And the raw power is all that I trust. Look at the punch of the justice so wide. I am the dark where the cowards will hide. Every single represent from the king. Listen to the heavy dark if I ring. Iron and bone, sitting right here on the underworld throne. Heavy to weight drop. This is the power that nobody stopped. Sitting right here on the underworld throne, smashing the floor. Drop. Hades is coming and bringing the war. Hades is coming and bringing the war. Hades is coming and bringing the war. The iron is cold. We out. Waking up covered in soot, waking up covered in ash. I need the heavy equipment, I need the heavy trap clash. Look at the head, I'm wearing a crown made of fire. I never fatigue and I never ever will tire. Walking the cavern, rolling the neck in the trap. Putting the underworld gym right on the map. Knowing the drowning melodies, just the raw bass. I'm moving the iron and keeping the menacing face. Hitting the deadlift, gripping the bar with the chalk. I do the action, I do not care for the talk. My muscles are carved out of stone, flawless and black. I carry the weight of the universe right on my back. Wearing the crown of the flame, everyone knows of the name. Hades is running the show. Watch how the magma will flow. Wearing the crown of the flame. This ain't a sport or a game. Heavy to pull from the floor. Demons are roaring for more. Yeah. Look at the eyes, glowing with embers and spite. I am the creature that bumps in the middle of the night, doing the shrugs, lifting the shoulders to ears. I feed on the panic, I feed on the mortal men's fears. The brass section playing loud as a warning of death, taking the deep
and the heavy and ominous breath. A goof its nails cracking right through the cavernous hall. I push and I pull till I have nothing left in the tank at all. But I am a god, so the tank is incredibly deep. I'm working the midnight shift while the mortals sleep. I'm breaking the chains, I'm bending the bars of the cage. Welcome to hell, welcome to absolute rage. Wearing the crown of the flame, everyone knows of the name. Hades is running the show. Watch how the magma will flow. Wearing the crown of the flame. This ain't a sport or a game. Heavy to pull from the floor. Demons are roaring for more. The crown is heavy, but the neck is strong. Traps made of obsidian. Let it burn. Final assault, finishing up the routine. I am the meanest and darkest that you've ever seen. Sweat on the armor, heat radiating for miles. I look at the pain in the underworld, ruler just smiles, dropping the weight. Taking my seat on the throne, sitting in silence. Sitting in greatness alone, the bass is still rumbling. Shaking the core of the earth, showing the heavens the measure of what I am worth. No glitching, no sin, just a pure hip-hop and trap. I'm putting the ruler of darkness right back on the map. Wearing the crown of the flame, everyone knows of the name. Hades is running the show. Watch how the magma will flow. Wearing the crown of the flame. This ain't a sport or a game. Heavy to pull from the floor. Demons are roaring for more. The crown stays on. Record complete. But we do it again tomorrow. Hades out.
Look at the top of the mountain, covered in snow. They don't know nothing about what is happening below. I'm in the forge, grinding the iron and rust, turning the marble of deities down in the dust. Heavy trap beat, playing the sound of a war. This ain't a game, I'm keeping the underworld score. Squatting the pillars that hold up the heavenly gates. I'm adding the anger and rage on the top of the blades. Zeus got the lightning, I got the absolute dark, leaving the heaviest, deepest, and deadliest mark. My brothers are sleeping, I am awake in the gym, tearing the weakest apart, limb by the limb.
Make the Olympus fall down. I am reclaiming the crown, lifting the pillars of earth, showing the gods what I'm worth. Make the Olympus fall down. I am reclaiming the crown, heavy the bass and the drum. Look what the king has become.
Poseidon is ruling the water, I'm ruling the flame. After this work of the world will remember the name. Deep at the weights, hidden like hammers of doom. I clear out the gym, I need the entire room. Throwing the dumbbells, hearing them shatter the rock. I am the master of time, I am the hand on the clock. No auto-tune, no synthetic noise in the track. Just raw progression and muscles that sit on my back. Drummers are blasting, singing the word of the sky. I look at the limits, I look at the limits and defy. Pushing the overhead, locking the elbows in place. Sweat evaporating off of my statue like face.
Make the Olympus fall down. I am reclaiming the crown, lifting the pillars of earth, showing the gods what I'm worth. Make the Olympus fall down. I am reclaiming the crown, heavy the bass and the drum. Look what the king has become. They sit in the clouds, I grind in the dirt. They drink the nectar, I bleed the magma. Let the sky fall.
Last couple rips, vision is fading to red. I am the voice that is speaking right inside your head. I am the drive, I am the push through the pain. I am the blood that is rushing right inside the vein. Look at the chest, looking like armor of war. Hitting the drums, your arms, shaking the armor of floor. This is the anthem for those who were built from the mud, who paid for the glory with sweat and with tears and with blood. Olympus is shaking, they hear the weight sitting the ground. Hades is coming and bringing the heaviest sound.
Make the Olympus fall down. I am reclaiming the crown, lifting the pillars of earth, showing the gods what I'm worth. May the Olympus fall down. I am reclaiming the crown. Heavy the bass and the drum. Look what the king has become. Let it fall. I will beat up. Underworld forever. STYX, I got the heaviest beats in the mix. Look at the latch, spreading as wide as a wing. I am the boss of looking. Pulling the handle, pulling the cable and weight. Deciding your destiny, writing your ultimate fate. This is the deep underground, no room for the weak. Only the bravest, the warriors know what they seek. Yeah, dark heavy horns echoing down in the cave. Working the muscle from cradle right down to the grave. Yeah, tearing the fibers and building them bigger in size. Look at the glowing red ember inside of my eyes. Roll through the river of death, letting the shadows be fed. Pulling the way through the core, demons are begging for more. Roll through the river of STYX, smashing the stone and the bricks. Back muscles ready to snap. King of the underworld trap. Paying the ferryman, giving the coin to the boss. Yeah. Look at the river, look at the souls that will cross. Yeah. I'm doing rolls with the barbell thicker than trees. Yeah. Bringing the titans and monsters right down to the knees. Yeah. Kick drum is punching a hole in the chest. I never stop, I never taking a rest. Sweat is like acid, burning a hole in the floor. When I'm done, I'm kicking right through the front door. No EDM, we keeping it raw to the bone. Loaded the bone now. They made a waves, making you shiver and moan. Back is expanding, thicker than armor and mail. If you come down on my kingdom, you destined to fail. Roll through the river of death, letting the shadows be fed. Pulling the way to the core, demons are begging for more. Roll through the river of STYX, smashing the stone and the bricks. Back muscles ready to snap. King of the underworld trap. Hold the contraction, squeeze the back. Let the magma through the veins. We roll against the current. We roll against the currents. We roll against the gods. Final approach, pulling it in with the raw. Yeah, leaving a puddle of magma right there on the floor. Yeah, forms are burning, grip is like iron and steel. Yeah, making you witness the power, making you feel. Yeah, every single rap is a step to the top. Even in hell, I'm the one who won't stop. Look at the posture, standing as tall as a tower, consuming the energy, radiating the power. When the set finishes, I drop the weight with the crash. Turning the weakness to dust, turning the cowards to ash. Roll through the river of death, letting the shadows be fed. Pulling the way through the core, demons are begging for more. Roll through the river of STYX, smashing the stone and the bricks. Back muscles ready to snap. King of the underworld trap. River flows, we stay solid. Solid stone. River flows, we stay solid. Solid stone.
Yeah, chain on the neck, I got a beast on a leash. Tearing the muscle, I'm aiming for maximum reach. Three-headed dog standing right by my side. Nowhere to run, and there is nowhere to hide. Deep heavy bass, shaking the jaws of the hound. Only the rawest to hip up the grittiest sound. Loading the racks, squaring the stakes on the ground. I'm pushing it around, look at the trap muscles. Boulders are black, I put the whole realm of the dead on my back. Dramas are blowing a menacing tune. I'm blocking the sun and I'm swallowing the moon.
Let the dog off the chain. Nothing but power and pain. I am the beast in the cage. Feel the underworld rage. Let the dog off the chain. Nothing but power and pain. We lift in the iron and rock. Tick tock on the doomsday clock.
Yeah, spitting the venom, I'm wiping the sweat from the eye. I get no reason the bottles are starting to cry. Deep in the pit, training the body to fight. I get the shadow that swallows the end of the line. They lifting heavy, snapping the bar and a half. I look at the weakness of men and I solemnly laugh. Only the strong survive in the heat of the core. Writing another play, hitting the rest for some more. Staring to cracking like whips in the dark. Leaving my signature, leaving a ominous mark. Brass in the background, playing a funeral march. Standing so tall underneath the obsidian arch.
Let the dog off the chain. Nothing but power and pain. I am the beast in the cage. Feel the underworld rage. Let the dog off the chain. Nothing but power and pain. We lift in the iron and rock. Tick tock on the doomsday clock.
Listen to the growl. That's not the dog, that's me. Pushing the limit. 3 heads, 3 plates, 3 times the power.
Now watch the throne.
Less repetition, lungs are demanding in the air. Look at my eyes, nothing but fire is there. Short press, pushing the boulders up high, reaching the ceiling, I'm scrubbing the under the sky. No synthetic sounds, only the drum and the bass. Look at the absolute terror that sits on my face. I am relentless, I'm the king of the dirt, making the sacrifice, making the ligaments hurt. This is the temple of light in the house of the grim. Nobody grins like the ruler of hell in the gym.
Let the dog off the chain. Nothing but power and pain. I am the beast in the cage. Feel the underworld rage. Let the dog off the chain. Nothing but power and pain. We lift in the iron and rock. Tick tock on the doomsday clock.
Down, boy. The king is working. Heavyweights only.
Lava is flowing right under the skin. This is the place where the nightmares begin. Stepping right up to the heaviest rack. Loading the plates on the front and the back. Dark heavy hip-hop, deep 808. I am controlling the ultimate fate. Pulling the chain, sparks in the dark. Leaving the permanent underworld mark. Look at the chest, heavy and guard. I am the only true underground god. No synthesizers, no electronic sound. Just the raw power that shapes up the ground. Phase made of magma. Burn. This is the power you gotta earn. Heavy to weight. I am the master of underworld. Phase made of magma. Burn. Watch how the tables are starting to turn. Lifting the pain. Running the fire right into the vein. Lateral raises, winds made of smoke. This is not fiction, this ain't a joke. Look at the shoulders blocking the light. I am the creature that rules in the night. Barbarous loaded, truck on the palm. Right in the middle of chaos, I'm calm. Stopping the floor to the beat of the drum. Look what the king of the dark has become. Roses so heavy, they tear up the lead. I am the one who was in the chat. This is a workout for demons and kings. Watch how the dark can be underground. Phase made of magma. Burn. This is the power you gotta earn. Heavy to weight. I am the master of underworld. Phase made of magma. Burn. Watch how the tables are starting to turn. Lifting the pain. Running the fire right into the vein.
Feel the heat. The magma is rising. One more rap. One.
Finish it strong, I am breaking the bar. Taking me underworld power too far. Look at the eyes, going so red. I am the ruler of all of the dead. Troubles are blasting loud in the ear. I am the source of the ultimate fear. Pulling the band, live locking it out. Hear how the demons angrily shout. I drop the waves with the thunder of crash. Turning the weakness right into the air. Phase made of magma. Burn. This is the power you gotta earn. Heavy to weight. I am the master of underworld. Phase made of magma. Burn. Watch how the tables are starting to turn. Lifting the pain. Running the fire right into the vein.
Magma cruise, but I never do.
Throwing in the end, bringing the doom, taking the oxygen out of the room, loading the plates, thick as a wall. I am the reason the empires fall. Deep heavy hip-hop, heavy to kick, making the titan incredibly sick. Pulling the rows, tearing the lat. I am the one who is in the chat. Look at the shoulders, called out a rock. I am ignoring the hands on the clock. No auto-tune, keeping it dark, leaving the massive and permanent mark. Titan demise, yeah. Look at the fire inside of the eyes, heavy to pull. I got the power that nobody stopped. Titan demise, yeah. Look at the fire inside of the eyes, breaking the ground. Smash, smash, bringing the heaviest underworld sound. Stepping right up, gripping the chalk. I do the lifting, I do not talk. Pressing the weight over the crown. I am the king of the underground town. Deep at the weight, shaking the earth, showing the demons my absolute worth. Drum rolls, blasting the funeral tune. I am eclipsing the sun and the moon. Sweat on the armor, heat in the cave, working the muscle from cradle to grave. Statue of stone, moving so fast. I am the ruler, I am the last. Titan demise, yeah. Look at the fire inside of the eyes, heavy to pull. I get the power that nobody stopped. Titan demise, yeah. Look at the fire inside of the eyes, breaking the ground. Smash, bringing the heaviest underworld sound. The Titans fall, the underworld rises. Keep the heavy trap beating. We don't stop. Less repetition, pulling it deep. I am awake while the mortals asleep. They lift the floor, breaking the crust, turning the weakness right into the dust. Look at the veins, popping with heat, stopping the flow to the heavy trap beat. Hoppers like stairs, cracking so hard. I am the king of the underworld yard. Drop down the weights, take a deep breath. I am the master of power and death. Titan demise, yeah. Look at the fire inside of the eyes, heavy to pull. I got the power that nobody stopped. Titan demise, yeah. Look at the fire inside of the eyes, breaking the ground. Smash, smash, bringing the heaviest underworld sound. They fell, we stand. Titan demise. They fell, we stand.
Statue, yeah. Statue of stone coming to life. I am the master of power and strife. Look at the cracks, glowing with red. I am the king of the realm of the dead. Stepping right up, grabbing the ball. I am the one who was taking it far. Heavy trap with them deep acoustic snare, taking the oxygen out of the air. Pulling the chain, sparking the dark, leaving the massive anomalous mark. No auto-tune, keeping it real. I am the master of stone and the steel. Stone and the steel, making the titans and demigods kneel. Having a pull, drop. I got the power that nobody stop. Stone and the steel, making the titans and demigods kneel. Racking the rock, smash, turning the cowards right into the edge. Yeah. Yeah, shoulders of amphibian thick in the mats. I'm breaking the mortal defense, pressing the wing over the head. I am the one who was seating the dead. Keep it the wing, shaking the floor. I am the one who was asking for more. Look at the traps, reaching the sky. I am the reason that combos will cry. Trombones are playing the funeral march. Standing so tall, body up, steady in arcs. Sweat on the armor, heat in the vein. I am the king of the power and pain. Stone and the steel, making the titans and demigods kneel. Head to the pull, drop. Nobody stop. Stone in the steel, making the titans and demigods kneel. Breaking the rock, smash, turning the cowards right into the ash. Stone does not bleed, steel does not bend. We are the gods of the gym. Keep pushing. Less repetition, pulling the deep. I am awake while the mortals asleep. Roses so heavy, tearing the land. I am the one that was in the chat. Look at the posture, massive and broad. I am the only true underworld god. Dropping the weights, shaking the crust, turning the weakness right into the gust. I am the shadow, I am the grim. Nobody was like a thing in the gym. Stone and the steel, making the titans and demigods kneel. Heavy to pull, drop. Power that nobody stop. Stone and the steel, making the titans and demigods kneel. Breaking the rock, smash, turning the cowards right into the ass. Stone Cold, we done here.
keeping the cavern, deep in the dark. I am the one who is leaving the mob. Loading the barbell, heavy and thick, making the mortals incredibly sick. Deep 808s, Kuska the drum. Look what the king of the hell has become. Look at the lats, spreading so wide. There is nowhere for the cowards to hide. Pulling the weight, gripping the chalk. I do the lifting, I do not talk. No way I talk, just a raw beat. I am the source of the ultimate heat. King of the cave, yeah. Working the muscle from cradle to grave. Heavy to pull, drop, drop. I got the power that nobody stop. King of the cave, king of the cave, yeah. Working the muscle from cradle to grave. Breaking the floor, smash, smash. Hades is coming and asking for more. Whoa. Pressing the boulders above of the head. I am the ruler of all of the dead. Look at the eyes, glowing with red. I am the voice right inside of your head. Traps are expanding, reaching the ear. I am the source of the ultimate fear. Drums are blasting the menacing sound. I am the king of the dark underground. Sweat turning instantly right into steam. I am the nightmare inside of the dream. Drop down the plates, shaking the room. I am the master of darkness and gloom. King of the cave, yeah. Working the muscle from cradle to grave. Heavy to pull, drop, drop. I got the power that nobody stop. King of the cave, king of the cave, yeah. Working the muscle from cradle to grave. Breaking the floor, smash, smash. Hades is coming and asking for more. The cave is deep, the iron is cold. We forged the body in the dark. One more set. Finishing up with a heavy deadlift. Opening up an impossible rift. Look at the vein, glowing with heat. Stomping the floor to the heavy trap beat. I am the monument carved out of rock. I am ignoring the hands on the clock. Pulling the chains, sparking the night. I am the darkness that swallows the light. Drop down the eye, walk out the door. I am the king, I am asking for more. King of the cave, yeah. Working the muscle from cradle to grave. Heavy to pull, drop, drop. I got the power that nobody stop. King of the cave, yeah. Working the muscle from cradle to grave. Breaking the floor, smash, drop. Hades is coming and asking for more. My cave, my rules. We out. King of the cave. Yeah. Idle pig. Yeah. Yeah. Pig in the coins, crossing the lake. Look at the damage that I'm gonna make. Loading the barbell, stacking the plate. I am the master of pump up and hate. Deep 808s, hit in the chest. I never stop and I never will rest. Look at the back, spinning so wide. There ain't nowhere for the mortals to hide. Trumbles are blasting the menacing tune. I am a glimpse in the sun and the moon. Pulling the rolls, gripping the steel. Making the titans and demon guys nail. Wait, are the dead? I am the voice right inside of your head. Be the bull. I got the power that nobody stop. Wait, are the dead? I am the voice right inside of your head. Breaking the ground, bringing the heaviest Underworld sound. Rushing the boulders above the crown. I am the king of the underground town. Look at the latch, pick this a wall. I am the reason the empire's fall. No will let dry. Let's acoustic drum. Look what the statue as soon as become. Sweat turning each of a cloud of the steam. I am the natural side of the dream. Lateral breezes, breathe me the dark. Leaving the heavier permanent mark. Reading the ash, breathing the smoke. This is not fiction, this in the talk. Wait, yeah, I am the voice right inside of your head. Heavy the ball. I got the power that nobody stop. Wait, are the dead? I am the voice right inside of your head. Breaking the ground, bringing the heaviest Underworld sound. Yeah, did it, but my back is broad. Carry the ground, never drop the weight.
Yeah. Finishing up with a massive attack, putting the underworld right on the back. They lit the floor, making it shake. Look at the power that's up in the make. I slew a raid, embers of spite. I am the ruler of absolute night. Dropped in the eye, walk at the cave. Walking the muscle from weed to the grave. I am the monument carving the scone. Sitting right here in the darkness alone. Fight of the dead. I am the voice right inside of your head. That means the fall. I got the power that nobody stop. Right of the dead. I am the voice right inside of your head. Breaking the ground. Weighing the heaviest underworld sound. Heavy. Two had me fall down.
In the fire, call from the rock. I am the one who is breaking the lock. Step to the barbell, covering chalk. I do the lifting, I do not talk. Deep underground where the magma will flow. This is the heaviest hip-hop I know. Look at the trap muscles touching the ear. I am the source of the ultimate fear. Pulling the chain, sparks hitting the ground. This is the raw and the frequency sound. No supersizes, no popping the track. Just a colossal and heavy attack.
Forged in the fire, burn.
Watch how the tables are starting to turn.
Lifting the stone, pull.
Sitting right here on the underworld throne.
Forged in the fire, burn.
This is the power you gotta earn.
Heavy the drop, yeah.
This is the empire, nobody stop. Yeah. Shoulders of obsidian, flawless and black. I put the heaviest weight on the back. Roses so deep, they are touching the soul. I am the one who is in the control. Look at the eyes, embers of hate. I am dictating the underworld fate. Brass in the background, playing it loud. I am the shadow that covers the crowd. Stomping the floor to the beat of the drum. Look what the ruler of hell has become. Sweat on the armor, heat in the cave. Working the muscle from cradle to grave.
Forged in the fire, burn.
Watch how the tables are starting to turn.
Lifting the stone, roll.
Sitting right here on the underworld throne.
Forged in the fire, burn.
This is the power you gotta earn.
Heavy to drop, yeah.
This is the empire, nobody stop. The fire is hot. The iron is heavy. We bend the steel. We don't break. Last repetition, gripping it tight. I am the darkness that swallows the light. Deadlift the earth, shaking the crust, turning the weakness right into the dust. Look at the veins, glowing so bright. I am the monster that rules in the night. Drop down the plates, hear the cavernous crash. Turning the cowards right into the ash. I am the king, I am taking the crown. When I step up, you are going down.
Forged in the fire, burn.
Watch how the tables are starting to turn.
Lifting the stone, pull.
Sitting right here on the underworld throne.
Forged in the fire, burn.
This is the power you gotta earn.
Heavy the drop, yeah.
This is the empire, nobody stop. Still burning. We out. We out.
So tall, I'm eclipsing the light. I am the monster that hunts in the night. Grabbing the iron, I'm bending the bar. Pushing the limits and taking it far. Look at the place that your heaviest led. I am the ruler of all of the dead. A coup at the snare and heavy the kick. Making the mortals incredibly sick. Pulling the ropes to the core of the chest. I do not pause and I take zero rest. Look at the shoulders blocking the sun. I do not stop till the workout is done. Eclipse the sun, yeah. Look at the damage the darkness has done. Yeah. Heavy the weight, pull. I am deciding the underworld fate. Yeah. Eclipse the sun,
Look at the damage the darkness has done. Smashing the floor. Hades is coming and asking for more. Yeah. Magma was pumping right inside the vein. I am the king of the power and pain. Loading the rack with the boulders of stone. I am the ruler who sits on the throne. Deep 808s, shaking the dirt, making the joints and the ligaments hurt. No electronic, just muscle and blood. I am the statue that rose from the mud. Pressing the weight, locking elbows in place. Look at the absolute focus and face. Drumbles are blowing a menacing sound. I am the king of the dark underground. Eclipse the sun, Look at the damage the darkness has done. Heavy the weight, I am deciding the underworld fate. Eclipse the sun, Look at the damage the darkness has done. Smashing the floor, Hades is coming and asking for more.
The sky goes dark, the underworld rises. Keep pushing the iron. Don't drop it, don't drop it.
Finishing up with a heavy deadlift, opening up an impossible rift. Look at the flow, it is starting to crack, carrying all of the dead on my back. Sweat is evaporating to the air. Look at the power, look at the stare. I am the absolute dark and the grim. Nobody grinds like a god in the gym. Dropping the weight with the thunderous boom, taking the oxygen out of the room. Eclipse the sun, Look at the damage the darkness has done. Heavy the weight, I am deciding the underworld fate. Eclipse the sun, Look at the damage the darkness has done. Smashing the floor, Hades is coming and asking for more.
Sun is gone, only dark.
Yeah, Wrath of the King, I'm stepping right in. This is the place where the legends begin. Loading the iron, heavy and thick. I got the power to make them all sick. Dark heavy 808 shaking the wall. I am the reason the empires fall. Look at the ledge, spreading so wide. I am the place where the monsters will hide. Pulling the chains, making them snap. I am the king of the underworld trap. Pure hardcore, no glitch in the beat. I'm bringing the ultimate heat. Wrath of the King! Look at the power the darkness will bring. Heavy the way. I am the master of underworld fate. Wrath of the King, Look at the power the darkness will bring. Smashing the stone, sitting right here on the underworld throne. Pressing the boulders above the head. I am the ruler of all of the dead. Look at the eyes, glowing with rage. I am the beast that broke out of the cage. Roses so heavy, pulling the core. I am the one who was bringing the war. Crease the drums, kicking so deep. I am awake while the mortals asleep. No electronic, just muscle and bone. I am the monument carved out of stone. Sweat on the floor, turning to steam. I am the nightmare inside of the dream. Wrath of the King, Look at the power the darkness will bring. Heavy the weight. I am the master of underworld fate. Wrath of the King, Look at the power the darkness will bring. Smashing the stone, sitting right here on the underworld throne. The wrath is real. Feel the anger in the iron. Push. Last have they said I am taking it all. I am the reason the heavens will fall. Look at the chest, heavy and broad. I am the only true underworld god. Drums are playing the march of the dead. I am the darkness right inside your head. Deadlifting mountains, breaking the crust, turning the weakness right into the dust. Drop down the plates, walk out the door. I am the king, I am asking for more. Wrath of the King, Look at the power the darkness will bring. Heavy the weight, pull. I am the master of underworld fate. Wrath of the King, Look at the power the darkness will bring. Smashing the stone, sitting right here on the underworld throne. The king has spoken. Broker done. Wrath of the King. Hellfire grip, holding on the bar. I am the king and I'm taking it far. Loading the iron, heavy and raw. I am the ruler, I am the law. Deep on the ground, deep in the pit. I am the one who would never submit. Rickles the snare, cracking like a whip. Look at the power right on the lip. Pulling the weight right up to the chin. This is the game where the monsters win. Look at the lads spreading out wide. There is nowhere for the mortals to hide. Hellfire grip, yeah. Look at the damage, look at the rip. Heavy the stone, pull, pull. Sitting right here on the underworld throne. Hellfire grip, yeah. Look at the damage, look at the rip. Smashing the floor, drop. Hades is coming and asking for more. Pressing the boulders above of the head. I am the ruler of all of the dead. Look at the traps, reaching the sky. I am the reason the cowards will cry. Drum rolls playing, loud in the ear. I am the source of the ultimate fear. Deep the weight, shaking the crust. Turning the weakness right into the dust. No one to planning, purely the beat. I am the source of the ultimate heat. Sweat on the floor, turning to steam. I am the nightmare inside of the dream. Hellfire grip, yeah. Look at the damage, look at the rip. Heavy the stone, pull, pull. Sitting right here on the underworld throne. Hellfire grip, yeah. Look at the damage, look at the rip. Smashing the floor, drop. Hades is coming and asking for more.
Grip it tight, grip it tight. Don't let it slip, don't let it slip. The iron belongs to the underworld. One more pull.
Finishing up with a heavy attack. Putting the underworld right on the back. They lift the floor, making it shake. Look at the power that I'm gonna make. Eyes glowing red, embers of spite. I am the ruler of absolute night. Drop down the iron, walk out the door. I am the king, I am asking for more. I am the monument carved in the stone. Sitting right here in the darkness alone. Hellfire grip, yeah. Look at the damage, look at the rip. Heavy the stone, pull, pull. Sitting right here on the underworld throne. Hellfire grip, yeah. Look at the damage, look at the rip. Smashing the floor, drop. Hades is coming and asking for more.
Never let go. The grip is iron.